What's up, party people, and welcome back. This is the series where I take every Street Fighter 6 character from day one all the way to master rank. This is a fun and effective way for me to cover mentalists, and I hope to make you laugh and learn along the way. Today we are going to take our first looks at one of the newcomers to Street Fighter 6. We're going to be looking at A.K.I. A.K.I.'s a pretty interesting character. There's a lot to her. But we're going to try to make it as simple as we possibly can for her. So, to keep things simple, easy, I like to do the same thing for every single character when I first start them out, and that is the combo trials. Don't gotta finish the combo trials if you don't want to, but combo trials give you valuable information about the character. It's not all the information about the character, but it's a start. Essentially, a character's identity is their special moves, and it pretty much will teach you a little something about each one of their special moves. Usually it'll teach you something about all of their special moves. I think that's kind of the point of the combo trials. The way I look at combo trials is like when you pick up a book and you look at the back of it and there's a paragraph that tells you what the book's about. That's kind of what I look at the combo trials as. It's just kind of dip your toe in, see how you jive with the character. Some combo trials you'll fly through, no problem. Some combo trials you might have more issues with it. You might be able to tell which character you're going to jive with a bit more by doing that. So, once I've done dipping my toe in a character and I know a little bit about them, then I'm going to review my 4 fundamentals that I'm going to be using all the way to Master Rank. This is the same 4 fundamentals I use for every single character because they work. And they're easy, and they're simple, and anybody can do it, and you can do it too, and anyone can get the master rank doing this stuff. So, number 1, and might be pretty difficult for some of you guys, but you gotta slow down and enjoy the game. A lot of you fellas, you're chasing the points. I get it. It's hard not to chase those points. You want them points, but at the end of the day, it's not about the points. It's about learning, getting better, and most importantly, having fun. You are playing a video game. You need to have some fun. If you're not having fun, go do something else. And that's why I say slow down. Sometimes you need to take breaks. And we'll get the breaks because you're going to force yourself to take breaks. If you want to get better at the game, force yourself to take breaks. We'll get to that in a minute. But essentially the idea is, if you're not feeling it, I recommend before you start your session, you look up like a guide, like in A.K.I.'s case, you watch some pro A.K.I. players, and it'll hype you up, and you'll be like, oh man, I didn't want to play, but after watching these guys cook, now I want to play, now I want to kick some ass. So, slow down, take a breath, smell the roses. And also that's another thing, it's just going to affect your gameplay as well. You don't want to hop in and be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to win real quick, get my points, and to be done for today. It's not how you want to play. You want to take your time, you want to get better, and the points will come eventually. If you're having fun and you're learning, you're just going to get better, and you're just going to get your points over time rather than trying to rush for them and stress yourself out. So slow down, enjoy the game. Number 2 of my 4 fundamentals. So number 1 was slow down and enjoy the game. Number 2 is focus on basic execution. And I'm talking about basic execution. Some characters might be a little bit more difficult than others, but the idea remains the same. We're looking for like 6 combos with our characters. And 6 might even sound like a lot for you at first, but it's really not because Street Fighter 6 keeps it really, what's the word for it? Really, I don't know, cut and dry. Basically, the idea is you want a light punish with your light moves, your jabs and your light kicks, yada yada. A medium punish, a heavy punish, punish that'll work against your opponent's drive reversal. Whenever you block their drive reversal, you want to punish for that. You want a punish or a combo that'll work off the wall splat. And you want a combo that'll work after the drive impact crumble, because not everything will be the same for those. But you just want to make sure you got some combos will work for all these situations, but you just want to make sure you got all those bases covered. So that way, whenever the time comes to get your damage, cash out a little bit, you can do it no problem. Supers might be a little bit more of an issue for some characters, but this is the initial idea. We'll get back to that. We'll review all four of these fundamentals a little bit more in depth down the line, but that's the general idea. Number three is to develop a game plan. So the general idea is having any kind of game plan will give you advantage over your opponents that don't have any game plan at all. How much of an advantage depends on how well you've practiced, and that comes with time. I'll discuss more about how you create a game plan a little bit further down in this video after we discuss more about basic execution and stuff. But just the essential idea is like think of your character like yes, you want to have freedom and play your character, but every character in this game has their own essential concept that you want to be doing with them. The way I look at it is like chess pieces, like how there's really good chess pieces like the bishop and the rook and the knight, but they're really good at certain things, and then there's other things that they just can't do. You know what I mean? They're just unable to do it literally because the rules of the game prevent them from doing so. It's essential the idea of developing a game plan. Your character wants to move a certain way, so you don't want to restrict them by trying to move a way that they don't want to be moving. You want to learn how they want to move, and you want to use that to your advantage. The fourth and definitely the most important fundamental is the 20 and 5 rule. Every 20 minutes of gaming, I recommend a 5-minute break. If you're serious about improving, use 20 and 5 rule. If you take away one thing from these videos, take away the 20 and 5 rule. I've had plenty of people already say that it's worked for them. It's helped them tremendously. It's the one thing that gets them better, that without question. You play for 20 minutes, then you take a 5-minute break, stretch, breathe, drink some water, watch some YouTube. There's plenty of music videos, do a little homework, do anything for 5 minutes. Usually I would say not like something like homework, to just do something that'll, give your brain a break. The essential idea is after 20 minutes of any activity using your brain, like learning an instrument is something I often go to, for example, because a lot of people have tried doing that. But if you do 20 minutes of it, and like if you're playing guitar and you try for an hour straight, eventually your fingers are just going to stop doing what you want them to do, and you're going to feel like a fool, and you're going to be like, what's wrong with me? But then you'll take a break, eat some pizza, whatever, come back, and then you'll do that part you were practicing, no problem at all. It'll be like totally different, like the muscle memory will be built in after that. You got to give your brain these little breaks so it can absorb the information. It's very important. So, yep, those are our four fundamentals we'll be using all throughout with every character. Now, I'm not going to read everything about the system mechanics, but I'm going to tell you you're going to want to learn the system mechanics for Street Fighter 6, just because it's going to help you with a lot more, and I'll tell you why. So, the 6 core system mechanics is your drive gauge, your drive impact, your drive parry, your drive rush, your drive reversal, and your overdrive for the EX moves. The other things outside of this that would be universal mechanics would be like jumping. Every character can jump, and like the throw, throwing people, and blocking, I guess, but you know what I mean. So the basic idea between the drive system, I should say, is and why you want to familiarize yourself with all these different options in the drive system is whenever you're gonna run into a move that gives you trouble in this game that you've never seen before, like Mai's fan or Honda's headbutt or butt slam, you're going to probably be like, what the heck am I supposed to do about this move? And you have no idea. And every character will have options that they can do that other characters can't do for certain moves. But every single character in the game has the drive system. And if you cycle through these options, if you go through all the different drive system options, drive parry, drive impact, drive reversal, you'll be able to figure out like, oh, okay, I always have an answer for everything in this game with the drive system. That's essentially the idea. Marissa's giving you trouble. You can't get her out of your face. Same thing with Manon and Kimberly. Drive reversal sends them flying across the screen, gives you your space back for a little bit of bar. Same thing with like Ken or whatever. Drive parry, Honda's head, but it's like, man, this is the best move in the game. We used to say that when this game first came out. We were like, this is crazy. Honda's ridiculous. Honda's the dumbest character in the game. Now everyone thinks he sucks because how easy it is to parry his stuff. And you might be like, oh no, I'm not good enough to parry it. Trust me, just practice it. It's a lot easier than you think. If you go into training mode and set Honda up as a recording to just do his headbutt over and over again, and you practice perfect parrying it, it's going to be much easier than you think. It's not difficult at all to do, and that's the design of the game. So on Aki, I have a few bread and butters in my typed up guide. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't review, but I have all this information typed up for you at the beginning of this video. You probably saw it already. It would have been the first thing right after some memes or whatever, after I said hello to everyone. But yeah, so I have all this typed up for you to review and follow along with in the different, in the, other guides, because I'll be playing every single match from day one to Master Rank. But I have the typed up bread and butters. I have a light combo, a medium combo, a heavy combo, a couple combo, a wall splat combo, and a drive reversal combo. Excuse me. I also added a overhead combo for Miss Aki. Just because, she's got her overhead, so I just wanted a little easy one. And I added a bonus poison follow-up, because whenever I have poison, I kind of wanted to learn something that'll give, because, she's based around her poison mechanics, so I wanted to kind of use it a little bit. It's a lot easier than I thought at first. I thought it was going to be a bunch of crazy stuff, but it really isn't. Essentially, you just add a drive rush and a heavy kick. After, if they had poison, or if they didn't, you add a heavy kick, and then you add the whip follow up. But I'll have it on the screen. It might not be on the screen right now, but it will be on the screen in this video, the different BMBs, and I'll have the annotations on the screen as well, so you can take a look at them and understand a little bit better. Then I like to find some way to combo into the supers. Again, some characters are going to be harder than others, but Aki's not too bad. Any normal combo that we had above in the B&Bs, you could end with her level 1 instead of a special move if you want the damage. Her level 2, after the EX quarter circle forward punch hits, you could do the 2 jabs and the quarter circle forward heavy punch, and depending on the strength of the button range, you could do her EX bubble and pop the bubble and then do the level 2, or you can just use it for utility, like if somebody's going to throw a fireball or you need to punish something. Level 2 comes in a lot after that. Her level 3, pretty much anytime her quarter circle forward hits, then you can just cancel it into her level 3, which is pretty easy combo route, and you'll be using a lot. You'll see in the videos. Now we'll talk about the game plans. I like to call them starter decks at first, the ones that I'm going to give you. So how I come up with game plans is I'll watch a couple of videos. In this case, I watched 2. I watched Angry Bird versus Hikaru, and I also watched Broski versus Hurricane. And I'll do a play-by-play, MLB style, NBA style. I will write down every single thing that happens in these matches, so that way I can see how they're getting their damage, how they're beating their opponents. And then I'll kind of decipher that into some easy to understand game plans that I can follow and win some games with. So if you see in the guide that I typed up, I have everything play by play. And you can do this yourself. If you want to come up with more game plans or your own stuff, just do this. And it's a good way to study Street Fighter in general. If you want to learn more, you just go play by play and you review to replay. So, the game plans I came up with, the starter deck game plans, easy ones for you to understand, is the first one would be the pop quiz, which essentially, every character will share a sort of pop quiz with their special moves or whatever they can do. The idea is just cycling through these different options and seeing what your opponent does about them. So is your opponent going to anti-air you? Do they have an answer for the jump? Aki has this EX stabby move, her quarter circle back. The regular stabby move works too, but the EX one's plus on block, and if your opponent's not going to do anything about that, that's free pressure. Her fireball drive rush is amazing. The whip after the fireball is also pretty good, especially, if they have an answer for it, it's not that good, but if they don't know what to do about it, it's free damage, free pressure. the stand heavy kick into the snake kicks, the double snake kick, or her grab, her command grab. That's another option that you want to see if your opponent's going to do anything about. Besides that, there's just universal stuff like, are they going to mash on wake up? Do they tech throws? Do they tech throws too much? Do they check drive rush? Do they parry too much? Do they jump too much? Do they have an answer for drive impact in the corner? Stuff like this. Every opponent's different, and if you can find a weakness, you could win, a lot more games depending on the player and what they're going to be doing. Outside of that, a quick little game plan I have for A.K.I is I call it the coward snake because she is a very much hit and run style. She pokes, with her stand medium kicks really good. Links into her stand medium punch. Her stand heavy punch is a real good poke. Her crouch medium kick's a good poke. Excuse me. Her different whips, the medium and the light whips, are good pokes. Throwing bubbles and setting up her soup puddles, that's all just part of the hit and run style. You run away, you get your hit, you get your knockdown, you set up a puddle, and then you set up a bubble. I did write down that hopefully I could learn poison combo because it's really important to her game plan. And yeah, I did, and I'll have it, like I said, on the screen with her bread and butters. Essentially, like I said, the idea is if they're poisoned, you get a follow-up dry rush heavy kick into the medium whip. And when that hits, you get a free puddle you get to throw down, and you get to throw another fireball. So yeah, that'll be on the screen. But it's very, very good to set up that with her. And I'll show you why in these matches. And then, of course, the third game plan is just a standard Street Fighter 6 game plan. Fireball, drive rush. You throw out your fireball, then you drive rush behind it. You have a ton of options. If they try to jump over it, you have anti-air. If they block it, you can tick throw them. You can overhead them. You can go low. You could act like you're going to throw them and then shimmy them, or you can throw them. You could also do this after her stand medium punch, and you drive cancel. It does work, but it's not as plus, so you could link it into like light buttons or whatever. But most of the opponents I'll be facing won't be mashing in that situation, even though they should be. So that's it for A.K.I guide. For now, what we'll be doing next is the placement matches, where I can show you this guide in action and how I apply all this to my gameplay. So make sure you take pictures of the guide at the beginning of this video. And you follow along for the rest of it, because we're going to be along for the ride for an A.K.I for a little bit, not too long, honestly. Whenever I first started playing her, I thought she was going to be real complicated, but it turned out that was not the case. She's a fun and interactive character that I think anyone and everyone can enjoy. So that being said, I am the Depressed Gamer. I need you all to be good to yourselves. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate every like. It gets the videos circulating, and I reply to every single comment because you guys are cool, and I like talking to you, and I like helping you out if I can. Keep on struggling. And I will see you in the next one.